What is up, guys? Today I want to talk about this device, a Realme device. This is the Realme GT2 Pro, but I'm only gonna talk about cameras, especially in video. But all I'm talking about video is can be applied to photos too, but I'm not gonna talk about photos because there is kind of ways to work around the photo situation using Gcam, but videos, not much you can do about it. So let's talk about it. Realme GT2 Pro. Before I start talking and showing the videos I took, I want to make sure you understand what device we're talking about. We're talking about a Realme, like best of the best phone. They say that in the website, like this is the greatest smartphone we have ever made. They make sure to say a premium flagship. So this is zero compromises phone, should be a zero compromises phone. So we should expect like great cameras and great screen and great processor. Everything should be the best, right? And in hardware, it actually has a really good specs, but that's not what happens when you actually use it, as you are gonna see right now. So let's go here. I have some videos to show. The worst part of this phone is the front camera. The front camera is a total mess. It has a good sensor, but the processing is terrible. So first thing, it does not record in 4K. I don't know why. It should, but it does not. Let's turn off the sound and check this out. Don't pay attention to the aspect ratio. The I think it's squishing the video, the VLC player, but that's not the problem of the phone. But just pay attention to the lighting, and as you can see, it's flashing, right? And you would think like this is like something that happened once or twice, but no, it happens in every single video you try to use the front camera in this device. Every single video, if you have any light behind you, or even if you don't, like if you move your face 1 centimeter, it starts flashing. The auto exposure goes crazy. And as you can see behind me, I have no HDR in this camera at all. I cannot expose my face and the sky behind me. See, it happens every time, like it flashing. If you try to turn on the stabilization, the same things happens. There. This is with stabilization on. So the auto exposure in this phone is totally lost. I don't know what they did, but they need to fix this. If this is fixable at all, I don't know. And if you go inside, like in a closed room with good lighting in front of you, so here I have a good lighting in front of me, a big light. And as you can see, if you use auto exposure here, can you see how it got darker? It's because I touched the screen and changed the exposure manually. But as soon as I go on auto exposure, the auto mode that everyone uses, it goes brighter and brighter. It tries to overexpose the shot. See, that's auto mode. I don't know why it tries to overexpose. So I have to touch the screen again. You're gonna see me touching again and turning down the exposure. there. So I have to do it manually and find the right exposure for the phone, which I shouldn't have to. The auto mode should pick the right exposure, which is like very inconvenient. So even if you have good lighting, you are inside, you don't have like a bright sky behind you, the auto exposure does not do its job. And let me show you another video here. And by the way, like the main camera, I'm gonna show you the main camera. It has a function called AI. I don't know why they call it AI. It should be called HDR, but they call it AI. I don't know why. And if you see here, that's the main camera in 1080. It does a little better job exposing my face and the sky behind, even though it's not perfect. Does a little better job, but this function works only in the main camera and in 1080. As soon as you turn on 4K, it turns off the AI and you have a blown out sky again. And in front camera, you don't have this function. In the wide camera, you don't have it. You only have it in the main camera at 1080 resolution. So if you check here in the main camera 4K, my computer is not gonna play it. I don't know why I'm having this issue, but I'm gonna show you here in the 8K. You can't see the sky at all because I don't have the AI function in 4K, only in 1080 in main camera. Same thing applies to the ultra wide camera. Here I have in 4K. You cannot see the sky at all, as you can see here. So maybe some people think this is normal, but I'm gonna show you that's not normal at all. Before I bought this Realme GT2 Pro, this so-called flagship phone, costs like more than $500. I had a Poco F3, a Xiaomi Poco F3 that cost like $300, so almost half of what the GT2 Pro costs. And let me show you a scene in the same place, same situation, everything in the same conditions, right? So here I'm in the same place and in my house, you can see the sun is hitting my face, but you cannot see the sky at all. This camera has no HDR applied. That's the same place as this other one here. That's the GT2 Pro. Let me show you. There. It's totally white sky. Like that's not what was happening. I had a blue sky. You can see kinda got it a little bit here, but look how bad the HDR and the auto exposure is. See, it's flashing. See, I told you like it happens all the time. But let's check on the Poco F3, same situation, same place, sun hitting my face, and that's the Poco F3. So as you can see here, a $300 phone with an inferior processor, inferior sensor. Everything is inferior in this phone, but look at this image. Like you have my face exposed, we have the sky exposed, and by the way, the Poco F3 had 60 FPS in the front camera, which the GT2 Pro doesn't have. And even if I shoot in 60 FPS, I would get a good exposed sky and face and everything. Look at that. That's the Poco F3. And that is the GT2 Pro, the so-called flagship. So I don't know what's wrong with Realme, but this thing is not a flagship. It has good specs, but the processing, the image processing is horrible. don't recommend you buying any of its products. um, if this is the best one they made, they say it, this is the greatest phone we have ever made, imagine the other ones, the budget phones, because this is the flagship. So I don't recommend you buying anything from Realme, especially if you wanna shoot videos or take pictures. Pictures is the same. The stock camera is terrible, but you have some ways to go around that using Gcam, but in the video you're gonna be screwed. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I helped someone not buying this thing. And if something happens, they release some update. I'm on Android 13, so that it's the latest update. But if something happens, I will make another video and tell you guys. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, and that's it. Bye.